What's going on YouTube? I'm really excited to show you my finished product of another Leon S. Kennedy 1/6 scale custom. As many of you know, I made one about a month ago and I posted a review of that. This figure is a totally different custom. Everything on the uniform from the boots to the head is brand new. Everything is completely retooled and redone. The main difference here that I want to note is the head. The head is actually now using the authentic version of the statue, not the bootleg. I cut the real statue's head off and tooled it so it could fit this 1/6 scale body on the neck. Many of you will think that I'm crazy for doing that, but I was able to get the statue at a good price and I sold my first custom to cover the cost of that. And in my opinion, I think it's worth it because the head is really detailed in terms of sculpt and paint. It's really on par with a lot of newer figures that are out right now. I will even go ahead and say that it's close to Hot Toys quality. If I show you close up, I just really like the details in the hair. Let me just focus in really quick. The hair looks amazing. It's dark brown with the mix of a dirty blonde. And the face sculpt is the main thing that's important. The eyes are painted well. Skin tone looks great. It's a little glossy, but it looks good on the camera. And like I said, I cut the head from the statue and I dremeled out the inside of it with an X-Acto knife and a Dremel. And I placed a neck connector on the inside so it can fit perfectly on the neck here and allow for full posability. Articulation is important to me. Got to get those good poses in, and I wanted to emulate the same type of style that I did with the first figure. And basically everything, like I said, from the bottom up is totally retooled. I didn't use any parts from the old figure besides the body and the hands. I changed everything else up though because I wanted more of an accurate look, use more high quality parts too, but I basically did the same formula with the statue. I took the belt off. This belt is actually from the real figure, the statue. I'm gonna take him off his stand so we can take a closer look at the figure here. So I'm gonna go through from the top down just because it's easier to see. I already explained the head. I cut the head off using the same style. You can check out my first video. I put a neck connector inside, like I said, to allow posability. The uniform is from a NYPD ESU K9 figure. It's the one that looks like Chadwick Boseman's likeness. I went with this uniform because it was already with the short sleeves and it had a nice blue color to it, navy blue color. Here's his pants here. I like the pants too because they don't look too puffy or baggy and I don't have to roll the bottom of the pants up so it's not covering too much of the boot. The uniform that I used in the last video I wasn't really happy with. It was a little baggy and faded, but I like this one a lot better. Did the same thing with the patches here. I used the Raccoon City Police Department patches from the statue, cut them off, glued them onto the sleeves here. I glued them on a little higher because there was other patches that was already attached to this uniform and I took them off and they left a little residue, so I wanted to cover it up with this patch, so I glued it in the same spot. Then here, as you can see, the radio is attached to the front of the vest. This radio is from the statue, just like the other figure. And one thing I also want to note is that I sprayed the belt with a matte finish after I painted it. I painted everything here with black acrylic paint. And then to the vest, I used the same decals, the RPD decals on the front and on the back. And for the vest is brand new. The vest that I'm using here is from the 1/6 scale, the Town bank robber figure. That's that movie with Ben Affleck where they dress up as nuns, and the vest from that movie figure looks a lot like the vest that he uses in the game. It's not exactly accurate because of the straps. There's only 2 instead of 4, but It doesn't really bother me that much. I just like the aesthetic of it. It's not too fat, it's not too puffy, and it's not too small. The vest that I was using before was a little too big, and it hindered a lot of his articulation. So I didn't like that, so I wanted to get a smaller vest. Happy with the one I found. And like I said, the belt I used from the statue just because it has all the equipment on here already. There's nothing that I need to remake or buy. The knife I glued on, I painted it black just because it looks nice. I know it's not accurate, but I thought it looked better in black. I put a baton here. He doesn't use the baton in the game, but I just put it there for fun. There's a flashlight. And like I did with the other custom, I attached a buckle here on the inside so you can't take it out. And I put it through the loop of the drop leg holster that he has on right here. And the drop leg holster, I try to place it a little higher on the leg this time because in the game that's how he wears it. Then he has his Matilda in here. The Matilda was originally silver on the statue, but I went ahead and painted it with a matte black finish. You can see right there it says Matilda. And it holsters pretty well in there. I don't push it far too much because it might get stuck, but it looks good enough like that. Then the shoulder pads are the same, just another set. And mind you, a lot of the parts that I find for figures when I make customs are from a combination of different sites, but the main site that I love to use is Toy Anxiety. Great shipping, fast shipping, based in Arizona. The other one I use is from Monkey Depot, also based in Arizona. And a third shop I also use is Rattlesnake Toys on eBay, which is also from Arizona. I don't know why all these 1/6 scale stores are from Arizona, but I use those 3 stores. Oh, and also Black Ops Toys. That's another favorite of a lot of people that do customizing. And again, they're also from Arizona. I don't know why, that's just a thing. So what else do we have here? The knee pads are from the same figure. Don't know where they're from, but you can probably find a general set of knee pads on Toy Anxiety. The boots, I know where they're from. They're from the Art Figure SWAT figure. I wanted to make sure to get good form-fitting boots because the boots I had before were too loose and he was falling over. These boots are great because they have laces, you can tighten them up, and the whole foot goes in, there's no peg. So it looks pretty cool. And it holds up pretty well, he doesn't fall over too much. And you're probably wondering what gun he's holding here. This is not exactly accurate to the game, but it looks similar. This is a gun from Resident Evil 6 that came with Leon. I just took off the scope. I thought it looked cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this off here and show you how he holds his guns. And the hands, you're probably wondering, are from the Punisher third-party figure. I forgot which one it is, but it comes with a range of hands. I found a set on eBay. The seller selling them individually. It comes with 2 fists, just to get a variety. 2 hands with open spots, and then 1 open hand. So this hand I like to use for the flashlight, which is right here. We'll just take it out of its belt loop. So you can get him into that iconic pose that the statue's actually doing, but you can actually pose it this time. And that's one thing that I like about figures like this, is I can pose it. I don't really care for statues because they don't do anything. And then one thing I forgot to mention is his undershirt. The gray shirt that he's wearing here actually came from a 1/6 scale, I think it's 1/6 verse Frank stealth set. It's a Frank Castle set of a uniform that he wears from Daredevil Season 2. He's wearing like a gray long sleeve and a gray coat. I like this material and I think it looks more high quality than the last one I used. It fits better. The sleeves are longer, so I decided to change it. But here he is doing his famous pose. and he has butterfly joints too, so that allows full articulation. And just for the heck of it, I'll go through the articulation. Like I said, he has double butterfly joints here, arms go all the way out, double jointed arms here. He has a wrist peg here, and then the hands come off. His head is on a ball joint, like I said, so it allows for full range. He does have an ab crunch, but the vest kind of hinders it, but it does move, so you can get him forward and backward. Legs go all the way out too. They're on a ball peg. Move up. He's got double jointed knees. He's got a rocker and a swivel here on a ball joint. So he has great articulation. He's just pretty big since he's a 1/6 scale figure. And I know a lot of people don't like that because they're harder to pose around than 6-inch figures. I would love to have a 6-inch scale custom figure of Leon, or just a real 6-inch figure of him, but it doesn't look like Capcom or even the third parties care about making any of the mainline characters besides the girls, which I have no problem with. I hear that they're going to be making a remake version of Ada Wong, so that might be fun. I think the company is Hot Heart. They made a couple of Leons before from Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 2. I wish they would make a Resident Evil 2 remake version, but it looks like this is all I'm going to have for a while, and I think I'm going to be happy with it now. This should tie me over. Even if they don't make one, I'll still be happy with this one. If you guys want to go ahead and try this custom, it's very easy. All you need to get is just a standard police uniform, one that you like. Get a good vest. Get the parts here, like the knee pads, the boots, and the shoulder pads are very general. You can get that yourself. You can find a set of fingerless gloved hands on eBay. They have them everywhere. The vest, you can find a good vest. And the patch set is also on eBay too. I think it's about $10, so you can go ahead and purchase that. Comes with a set of patches, but I didn't use them. And then lastly, the statue. If you really want to use the real statue like I did, you can go ahead and do that. You can cut the belt off. It's pretty seamless. And then you can go ahead and cut the head off. The head's probably the most hardest part to do, but I did it. It takes a lot of patience to do it. It's very time consuming, and you could cut yourself, so just make sure that you be careful with that. Don't cut any parts of the face off that you don't want to. Do it at your own risk. If you want to use a bootleg version, you can go ahead and do that, but I will say that the bootleg does have a lot of paint imperfections on the face. If you're good at painting, you can go ahead and clean that up, like I did with my custom, the first one I did. I sold that one, and the customer was very happy with how it came out because I cleaned up his face. He even thought that the face was from the real statue, but I assured him that it wasn't. I just repainted it. So if you're good at painting, you can go ahead and repaint yours. But if you want to do what I did and use the real statue, I think it's worth it, depending on how much you like the character, because I think he came out great, and I'm really happy with it. He looks perfect. He looks great on a shelf, and he'll look great in photos if you're into that. So that's pretty much my review. That's all I wanted to talk about this figure. I'm really happy with how he came out, and I'm finally going to put this guy to rest because I've been fiddling with him, seeing what vests work, seeing what uniforms work. I've been switching a lot of parts around, and I finally got it to where I wanted to. It's basically a whole new figure, so that's why I decided to do another video. So I hope you guys like it, and I'll be doing another video of this figure here, which is basically a remake version of Hunk from the same game. I'll be doing a video of him soon, and in the meantime, check out my video, and if you want to see any more videos of custom figures, any more reviews, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.